Narcissistic relationships tend to follow a cycle, a pattern of behaviour due to their learned behaviour of what works for them, and our naivety of not recognising how their behaviour is negatively impacting us, is exploiting us. And this can be a narcissistic partner, friend, parent, other family member, boss, co-worker. They tend to cycle around that pattern of behaviour because it works for them. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is going to be about the cycle of a narcissistic relationship. Now, with a narcissist, they don't come in and treat you badly and tell you that you're a terrible person. That would be a little bit too obvious. They come along and treat you better than anyone ever has and tell you how amazing you are. Not only do they do this, they do so much for you and tell you how amazing they are as a person. They love bomb you. They use the love languages against you. So where, yes, people can like giving and receiving gifts, a narcissist will go overboard with giving gifts. Where people like words of affirmation, a narcissist will go overboard with flattery and compliments. Where people like spending time with other people, a narcissist will want all your time and find a way to justify why you should spend all your time with them. You don't recognise that they're isolating you from people. However, they'll still be able to go and do what they want to do. They mirror you to get to know who you are as a person, to sell you a future of your dreams, not theirs, so that they can get their needs met by you. Some narcissistic people might get caught up in that themselves and fantasize. However, because it's not their dreams, they haven't got that desire, and at some point they will hold that resentment against you and find a way to blame you and genuinely believe it's your fault. Narcissistic parents can come along and sweep their children off their feet and treat them well, and then when their children aren't conforming to their demands, they will drop those children like a hot potato and move on to another source of supply. When the other source of supply isn't working out, they'll come and sweep their children along for the ride again. Once they've got people into believing the narcissist is a person that narcissist wants to sell that individual person, the narcissist then usually changes the game. This can be various reasons. They can just be impulsive, they can get bored, you might have set a boundary and said no, which has triggered a narcissistic injury because they feel entitled to have everything their own way, and then they begin to devalue you. They start to shame you and blame you and isolate you and criticize you and triangulate you and gaslight you and do all they can to make you feel inferior, to make you feel inadequate, to get you to question everything about yourself and nothing about who they are as a person. And just when you've just about had enough and you're ready to break free, they offer that intermittent reinforcement to create that false hope. So they begin to love bomb you again and future fake with you again and hoover you back into their games. So you are in a mixture of emotions from negative to positive constantly. You're romanticizing about what life could be like with them. You've got a desire to make things work with them. You love them. You've got that enthusiasm that everything's going to be okay. And then they take it all away from you, and you've got that confusion and that frustration and that resentment and that fear that things won't work out. And then when they've got you in that fear that things won't work out, they then bring back the intermittent reinforcement to give you the desire that if you just hold on a little bit longer, all will be okay. That false hope, only it never works out that way with a narcissist. And once they can't be bothered to put the effort in anymore, or once they've got what they want from you, they find somebody to replace you with. They lie, they argue with you, they cheat on you, they deceive you, they triangulate you. Narcissistic parents will do this with their children. They usually have a scapegoat and golden child, but there's no hard and fast rules they can swap over. if needed. So whichever child is impressing the narcissist will get all the narcissist's attention. Whichever child is standing up against the narcissist will be scapegoated and blamed and shamed and ridiculed and mocked and humiliated to the point where the other children fear going against the narcissist because they will then become the scapegoat. A narcissistic partner will find somebody new to replace who they are currently with. And not only do they find somebody new, they find a way to provoke emotions such as anger and resentment and wanting to seek revenge and jealousy, so that they can turn around and claim that the ex is bitter and jealous and obsessed, when in reality the narcissist has just completely sold that person a story of what life would be like to then deliver that person a nightmare with no closure. So people go looking for the answers. And then once a narcissist has found a replacement, this is when they will usually discard. They will ghost you, they will disappear off the face of the planet. This is where their gaslighting also takes that sinister turn, because a narcissist will ghost you, and then because you care about them, you want to know whether they're okay, because you're wondering what's happened. So you can message their friends and family, hey, have you heard from so-and-so? Is everything okay? And the narcissist can just claim they've told you whatever they have not told you, and you're the one that's just obsessed with them. You're the one that's stalking them, when all you want to know is if they're okay, because you care and you're devastated. They will fall silent on you. They will move on to the new supply. They're going to go all out to discard you in some of the most horrific ways. It can be just when you need them the most, or it can be when you're about to celebrate something to ruin it for you. And once they've discarded you, they're going to go all out to smear your name. They're going to gossip to those who like to gossip and spread rumours. They're going to claim that you're abusive, that you're the addict, that you're crazy, that you're obsessed, that you're bitter, that you're jealous, that you're seeking revenge, that everything's your fault, because to a narcissist, nothing is ever their fault. And when the new supply isn't working how they had hoped, they might come back to hoover you, where they come back with all those false promises of change, the future faking, the guilt trips, the pity plays, to get you back into their games. And as you care about them and they're coming back on strong with that love bombing again, you can fall for the illusion that they are selling you. And the more you fall for the illusion, the more the pattern, the cycle repeats. It takes an average of 7 attempts to get out of these kinds of relationships for various reasons. And we don't always see what is happening to us while we are in the relationship. And we tend to want to see the best in people, even when they show us their worst. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, the best way to avoid the hoover is by going no contact. If a narcissist thinks that you have nothing to offer them, or fears that you might expose them, there's a good chance they will leave you alone. Some will up their games to get back at you. However, with the majority, the less they get any form of attention from you, the quicker they'll get bored, and the quicker, unfortunately, they'll move on to somebody new and leave you alone. They might try later down the line. However, while ever they're not getting anything from you, they are more likely to leave you alone. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. If you are unfortunate enough to not be able to go no contact with a narcissistic person, or just for when you come against a narcissistic person in the future, in a workplace. I do have a new book out on Amazon now, which is 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People. If you'd like to go and check that out, I shall also add that into the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.